Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and you may notice that I have a bit of a problem. You see, at the end of the last video, I did say that I'm going to have to do some optimizations. What I did not realise is just quite what the scale of those optimizations is going to be, or was going to be. I spent the past 2 hours leaving this mostly unattended, but coming back to it every now and then. And I found that everything in this area has completely piled up and the trains have stopped running. In fact, everything from here, Earley, all the way to Berwick-upon-Tweed is in some sort of traffic jam. Now, I've tried to fix the bits beyond West Mersea towards Berwick-upon-Tweed just by turning trains around and moving certain trains. It hasn't helped. Things still are building up. And over here, it's just a complete mess. So today's video, and this might take a couple of videos, I did say the optimizations are going to take a little while, but today's video is going to be a focus from Earley to West Mersea, especially around the marshalling yard, trying to figure out what it is that is causing all the issues and seeing what I can do to fix it. So make sure you stay tuned, let's get started. And also what I'm going to do, in fact after the intro, I'm going to talk about the ideas I have on releasing this map for people to use, because I have been told that you can just release a map and any mods that are used in the map are then just marked as for download inside Transport Fever 2, and they can now be downloaded. So that is great. So yes, make sure you stay tuned. I'll talk a bit about that after the intro. Let's try and see if I can figure out how to stop this chaos, which is the traffic between Earley and West Mersea. Okay, so the reasoning for this traffic, what caused all this traffic? The reasoning for the traffic was some sort of issue here. That backed up trains here, which then subsequently did back up these trains all the way along here, all the way through all of this, which has now... Has it now cleared? Yes, it has now cleared up to here, and that entire chaos has now piled, all of it has piled into Earley, where the timetable mod is trying its utmost best to fix all of these various issues. So for example, if we go to the timetable and just go to Earley, there we go, it's going to try and, well, it's just let a train go. Not sure which one it's just let go. That looks like the Bracknell-Sudbury. No, it isn't. It is... Which one is it? Oh yes, it is. Bracknell-Sudbury. There you go. So that one is on its way out. This one should be leaving at 56 minutes past the hour. This should be leaving in a minute. This one here should be leaving... That one is going to be sitting there until 57 minutes past the hour. So yes, it is trying its utmost, but you can see that there's traffic then backed up the entire way along this line. It is trying its utmost to fix itself, but all of it, as I said, is caused by, well, you can see that this is just look at this chaos down the entire route. It's just chaos everywhere. So the issues are these trains can't go in, therefore these trains cannot go across. As for why these trains cannot go in, I have no... because they need to wait for this lot to clear. Yep, so this needs to clear, which is going to let the next train in. There it goes. That's going to let the next train in. That is still going to be a blockage because that train is then going to be... That train is going to be waiting here, which means that it cannot get into this middle part. You see the trouble. So whilst all of that is trying to clear itself out, I'm going to try to make some sort of sense of what is going on here. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to extend. Something's moving. Something's moved somewhere. I want to extend this track a little bit further than it currently goes. So what I want to do is I'm going to get this track, whatever speed it is it 40, is it 50? I have no idea. 50? It's a 50 mile per hour track. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try to do this. And the reasoning for this is, oh, one train's actually started moving. That's good. Now you'll notice that it cuts a little bit there, but I'm not too fussed about that at all. This bit looks like perhaps the ideal spot. So I'm just going to break this section here. I'll have to rebuild that as and when the time comes. So I want to do that. Yes, is that... That seems like a smarter option. That does seem like a smarter option in general. And then what I want to do is try and open this up in... Well, how am I supposed to do this? Maybe if I just break that bit back and try to open that up like so. I'm going to have to pause this just to make sure that this works. Okay, then what I want to do is I want this to connect directly into here. Now this, I'm not sure how well this is going to pan out, but ooh, hang on, that could be perfect. No, it isn't. How am I going to do this? Oh, I know. So they are now going along that route, which means I can break that and break that, and that should give me the option to, yep, build that like that, and then connect that straight. Okay, so now I have this dedicated freight section. I'm going to put a signal right here, and then I'm just going to do some measurements of how far this actually is and hope that I have enough space, which I do. So I'm going to put another signal about here. Okay. That seems reasonable. And similarly, I'll put a signal here. Now that is probably not enough. This here is not enough room. Now just I need you to be able... No, I can just do it like that. No, that is not enough room. But if we go back from... If we go back from here... No, behave. No, behave. Okay, let's just approximately do it from there. We can put a signal about here. So I'm marking this all up as if they are 500-yard trains. And now apparently I'm making a river. That's fine. And that means that this section is good enough for almost an 800-yard train. Interesting. Interesting. So, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this, just give it a little bit more room in case the train ever misses the signal. Then I'm going to measure up again. Yep, that looks okay. I'm going to push this signal forward to about there. Get rid of that signal, get rid of that signal, and now we should have, in theory, again, got to measure it. 85. We've got a bunch of minimum 500-yard sections for trains to go down, and that is immediately opening this section up. Now we have an issue with this bit. I'm going to try to deal with it, but the first thing I need to see is, does this help clear anything? Let's find out, shall we? Turn and turn. No. Turn and turn. Why do neither of you want to go into... Okay, you are now moving. You're going into the next section because this is going into the next section. Okay, this also bypasses the issue of these trains getting stuck because now we can take the trains through the middle. This is good. So that's some optimizations done. Yep, that's progress. In the meantime, what I shall do is, probably because it will be easier to handle, I think what I need to do is anything that is next to a railway or road, I should probably do this too. So that is run it with the... Are you not going to... Are you just following that along? I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. I should have the actual roads, and then any of these that go across, I should just use the asset tool. I think that is probably my best option. Okay, so that opens a little bit up here. You are still stuck in traffic, but you are now moving. Now, this side is a complete disaster. I've been trying to figure out what to do to fix this, and it is a complete disaster. We're also having some issues where there isn't enough coal going to Litchfield Steelworks. That is something I need to work out a little later on. But first I need to ensure that this actually works. And I think in order for me to do that, I'm going to start by opening up this entire section. like so. Now, whilst I'm doing that, I might as well talk about my ideas, what I was thinking with regards to with regards to the save game. After I have done these optimizations, I intend to have the save game. This is going to be an issue, isn't it? So if I do that and do that, it isn't going to let me. I could just do that and force it. Yes, so I intend to have the save games available for people to download. That's busy. For people to download. The first save game I want to release is the one after these optimizations are done. That will sort of be the save game of this is a completed network. It's not, maybe there are other things I could build in it. I've just noticed these lovely contour style lines through this. This does look quite nice. But yes, what was I saying? Stop being distracted. What was I saying? Yes, this is a completed network. However, I could, in theory, also look at releasing an older save. I've got some older saves. I'll have to check them first. So this is by no means a yes, I will release them. I will have to check them first. But I could, in theory, release an older save, and that older save would be maybe where I've got this marshalling yard built, but that industry doesn't exist. In fact, I think that industry doesn't exist. This doesn't exist in Maryport. That does not exist. This improvement here does not exist. So a lot of things do not exist, and leave that as a challenge for people to make however they want it to be. Also, I think I have a save before these bits were connected to each other. So I have one where you go to Batley, and then the next line starts Stratford upon Avon. None of this exists. Just this bit exists. And also, this marshalling yard does not exist. All these crossings do not exist. So that is another save. Let me know in the comments box which saves you would like on top of the completed network save. And I'll see if, again, no guarantee and no promises, because it just may not work, but I will see if I can get that going. What are you still waiting for? Are you still waiting for... you are still waiting for this train. Okay. And you are going to go when? Stop 7 minutes past. Okay. We are getting there. We are definitely getting there. Traffic is slowly starting to clear out. Okay. So just that simple optimization here with this extra path has actually helped significantly. That has made a massive difference. I wonder if I were to get rid of that signal, just see, as we have a single signal here, let that run through to there. See, that is the good thing. So whilst there is no train coming along on this track, I've got this that can just peel its way through. And that really does work, bypassing this issue. So that's good. Cargo is once again flowing. Right, focusing on the opposite side now. So what I was thinking is that I've got some serious issues with this bit. I could run this along here and just cross it over right at the end. But all of this, see all of this here, this is all really, really bad. So I need to look at what kind of track length is going to give me. So that's all more than 500 yards. So if I can work out how to, say from, maybe not from there, let's do it from here, have both an in and an out. So let's do that, press that, build anyway. There we go. Okay. So let's just start with one of those. And let's see if I can get a second one in. I can, although this bridge is starting to get a little long. I may have an idea though. I may have an idea on how to help that. Because if I break one bit in the middle, it might help. And the idea here is these ones I will connect up onto that side, and then these ones I will connect on this inside. So that should, in theory, how are we going to do the outside and the inside here? I'll have to work out the length, so I'll figure that out. Yeah, build that please. And just out of curiosity, if I were to break, is it 2, 3? Will it try to put... No, it does not try to put another section in. So that's okay. I'll just go ahead and put these 3 in. Good. And let's see, so I've got 4 new tracks. And that should make this a 6-track approach. So, for example, this is exactly what it's going to help. Is we run into trouble here. So we've got this stuck. Well, in fact, we've got a lot stuck. But we've got this stuck here. Now that means that another train can, well, as you can see, it just barely fits. Another train cannot fit in here. But if we have 3 outs and 3 ins, that should solve the problem. Also, it means that this all gets fixed. So I'll have to figure out exactly which bit is which. So, this one's not ideal either, because this is also not long enough. So how much longer could I make this? I could make it, hang on. No, come on, connects up, connects up. So 370 yards. That will be 500 yards. Okay, this is good. This is good. Let's optimize this section too. By doing... See, that way, that will peel into this side. Anything that's coming out of here does not have to wait until that is clear, or for example, if this does get stuck, this will be a prime example. Yep, it is stuck. Anything that wants to leave is now unable. So, let's do this. It's 39, that's fine. Let's do that, and then from there, what? From there we go. 33. Maybe I drop this entire approach to 30. Yep, I'm going to do that. Stick a signal here. Probably the worst option to do, because that's an uphill, but it's fine. I'll measure this up. Please tell me it gives me something usable. Don't be slightly too short. Oh, it's slightly too short, isn't it? 442 blast. That is slightly, well, I say slightly too short. I guess I could start from here and say, let's measure up to there. It's 363 yards. Up to the signal, 200 yards, 563 yards. That will do. In fact, this train is going to be the perfect example of this working. That train would have been stuck had it not been for this. Let's go ahead and change the speed limit here to 30 though, until the bridge. And there you go. This train can come in, and that train can go out without us having any issues, which is perfect. Okay, and I shall remove that and that. Good. Don't think I put a speed limit sign on this. No. This is a coal pickup, isn't it? Yep. So this is the issue I'm having. No coal. This one is probably going to drop off something. I now have two of these going along, but it still isn't enough. Okay. Let's work this out. What are you doing? You are turning across, like, that's quite a sharp turn. Let's measure up the 500 yards. It also means that this road probably should be completed. Is that okay? Could make it a little lower down. No, let's just do that. There you go. Wooden posts done. Okay. So we want the trains to be from, we'll do 40 mile per hour approaches, I think, the entire way through. So let's just build in the approach. There we go. So signals will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we'll have 1, 2, 3 inbound signals. 1, 2. Oh no. It will be 1, 2. So in, out, in, out, in, out. That is what I'm going to do. Has this improved this section already? Potentially. It might have. All I need to do is get this measurement. So I think this was well in excess of 600 yards. wasn't well in excess, but it is in excess. Let's go for... Let's make a mark at 550. So we'll do that. There we go. That is where we are going to try to connect these up. So, oh, what's this traffic now? Now, of course, this isn't going to help on the main line, but that I'm not really concerned about that yet. Getting the traffic out onto the main line. Oh, we still have. Okay, so these things are still trying to, seemingly, still trying to figure out what times they need to be in and out. So 14, that one should be 16:30, and that one should be leaving at 16 minutes past. So about a minute. And then this train behind will pull in and start figuring out whatever it needs to do. Now, hopefully there is no other train of the same kind. Nope, that's a different one. Behind. That's an express. That's something else. That's a freight train. Oh, that was a circular. That's the freight. That one's still waiting to go in. Oh dear. When are you going to move? Is it 20 past? Something like that. That train's cleared. That train is waiting. Fine. Let's sort this, as I said, let's sort this out. So, this is an inbound bit. Yeah, that's the inbound bit. So we're going to try and bring this across. Maybe we'll do that. Can I put signals on all of these first? So I think this is a good spot for a whole bunch of, in fact, this is a good spot for a whole bunch of signals, and I'm going to make a slight change because I want these signals to work really nicely, and I know what kind of signals I'm putting up. I'm putting up an overhead gantry here because that's going to be quite wide. Anyway, as I said, temporarily, or let me just put the gantry up. Where is it? Is it here? No, it isn't. It is that. So, what's the difference? Not that many differences. So I could do that, or I could do... Is that going to be enough to do the entire lot? Of course it isn't. Why would it be? But, okay, no, I could make this so we've got 4, 8, 12, because we have 12 tracks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we have 12 tracks. I'll put a gantry that goes across the entire thing. There. Carefully place it. There. And carefully place it. Is that one really not going to line up? Oh, you have... Why? Why is there always one? Okay, if you want to do that, there, and I've got an idea. Can I line this one up with this one. Come on. Oh, I guess I could use an offset. Not quite the offset I was looking for. That's not it. No. Why does it have to be so awkward? All I wanted was a 12 span across this. But oh no, it does not want to do that for me, does it? Okay, you know what? Hey, look. Let's see if... It's just so awkward. I could... Okay. There's another option I have. Let's just do the 4 span and I'll get back to... I'm not going to waste too much time on this anymore. Let's just put this in and I'll work on figuring out how to do this a little later. But that would look pretty good with all the tracks. Now, bit of a clearance here. So, what I need to do is I'm going to pause this. I'm going to place... So we have the signals here. Yes, the signals will be here. Temporarily, I'm going to dump them in. So we're going to have one there, and one there. I'm going to remove this signal. So that train should now push up further. All I've done is I've got rid of a signal. How has that caused havoc? How has that caused chaos? I do not understand. I do not understand at all. I'm just going to, again, just to make sure I've got this right. Signal there. Signal there. Okay. Now, what I need to do... Yeah, shut up. I'll sort you out in a minute. Now what I need to do is, whilst everything is a little bit busted, I'm going to do this and this, and that, and I'm going to build a track from here. And where is it connecting? It's going to be, let's keep it, let's just find this along like that. There, and well, that isn't the right angle that I wanted, but it's fine. We'll get there. We will get there. Probably there. And like that. That's one of the outbounds. Here comes another outbound. Like that. And the third outbound should just connect up perfectly like that, which it does. Good. Now for the inbounds. So that is one, but I'm going to do this one first. This one connects up there and does that. I'm not sure why it's messed up in that fashion, but we'll figure it out. This one, that's a little tight, but I'm going to, again, I've got to try and figure this one out. let's just say this is a practice for how I want it to look. Okay, that is effectively what I want. Yes, that is the design I am after. So I just have to make this work for the entire lot. So break all of this, break all of that, break that. You know what, break that as well. We'll figure that out as well. And in all honesty, I could probably just break this whole section. Yeah, let's just do that. Build that up to there. And break this back too. Build that up to there and just work out how we're going to do this. Because I could put the signal in so I remember which one's which. What I could do is I combine it all before it even goes out onto the main line. So I can have... How am I going to combine this though? So we'll do, let's say that middle track is the main one. Let's leave this flat. I'm sure that's probably the best option here. So this is the main track. What I need to do is I need this to go here. Yep, that is what I'm going to have to get it to do. So we'll push this forward up to there. Push this forward up to there. Let's get this track to go in like that. Let's see if this even works. That track goes... Oh no. You had it and then you decided you... There we go. That goes like that. Is this even going to work? Why is it that sometimes things work in ways you just did not expect them to, or do not expect them to? Now that bit is, yeah, that's a bit of a mess, but look, hang on a second. I could bring this back to here. Not exactly a mess now. Not exactly a mess now at all. You know what? I'm not 100% keen on that. But this is somewhat better. In fact, this is a lot better. And I guess we can play this now. And, oh no, I cannot because of the mess on the other side. And to clean this bit up on this side, so we'll accept that goes in there. What I'm going to do is... Oh, I want to get that out of the way. Where are you going? You're going to... That's fine, Litchfield, I don't care. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect you to... Yes, you to this. You connect there. We'll bring it down to 25 miles per hour. At the signals, it turns to 25 miles per hour. You will therefore... No, that's fine. Break you. There might be a bit of a complaint, but that's fine. Break you, break you, break you. What? Look, no. Yeah, do that. Do that. You connect there. That should start changing. There you go. Now we have a couple of things changing. It still is not enough, but we've got some changes. And then for this middle section, I'm going to break, let's break this and that. And let's try to join you up there. Join you up there. Connect you there. Connect you there. What does that do? That's promising. That's promising. And lastly, I need to work out why this is doing what it's doing here. So stop crossing over. It's probably related to speed. Yep, these are all 25 mile per hour tracks. These are 50, then we've got 40s and 30s. This is all a mess. What I'm going to do is put it all down to... how long is this again? Because I might need the extra space. 550 yards. Where is the 500 yard mark? There. I'm just thinking about this. I could bring it all down to 30. That would be potentially all right. That's 25 anyway. Okay, bring it all down to 30 miles per hour. So up to... Oh, it's not going to like... Sure, just do it up to the crossing then. Up to there, it's 30, and then I'll just mark this whole... Every single one of these is 30. And you. And you. That's an accident waiting to happen. I don't know why that's happened, but I'm just going to go with it for now. 30, 30, 30. 30, 30. And we'll deal with what happens, what the fallout from that is in a bit. Yeah, that's an let's not look at that accident. And what I'm going to do is break you. And force you to go past this. Yep, that's correct. Same thing for this. Force you to go past this. And what is... You're the one that's complaining. Who are you? No, you're Loop B. That's that one. This one... Westgood, West Mersea, North, what is it not? I'll have to figure that out. You know, I could probably push you into here. Should I need to? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the fact that this cannot go all the way across. I can do that, though. So what I'm going to do is get that train out of here. Yep. Get that train out of here and then move it across. That should be the end of the episode. In theory. I want to fix this. This is also really not nice. Right, get out of there. Good. No, a little bit further. Good. Oh, are you going to clear as well? No, you are not going to clear. Brake. Brake. pause, brake, 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 and brake, and you know what, just brake. Just brake. And you go across at, what speed do you do? 30? 25. You go across at 25, and what you need to do... It's the first time I've seen that. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, there we go. That is somewhat better. Try and make this as wide. No, it was fine. That should... Oh, it collides with that now. Rubbish. Stop colliding with things. Still collides with that junction. Can I do anything else? Yes, perhaps that. There we go. Okay, try this. Put that in. It's still going to complain. But slip that. Slip that. Slip that. It doesn't allow me to slip those. Blast. Because what I wanted to do... Oh wait, that's... No, that one's fine now. That's fine. It's just loop A who's an absolute pain. Could not connect all stations. Well, where's the problem? There to there. Because West Mersea Central does not have a bit that goes across anymore. I see. And this is still a mess. This bit is still a mess. That train should perhaps be going out by this bit. Via this bit, I should probably have a... No, the signals are here. Don't want them too far out of the way. So you want to go West Mersea Central. You're there to there. I could potentially figure something out. And that's West Mersea North. How about I do this? How about you no longer go to West Mersea North? There you go. Let's do that. Okay. Watch the optimizations take effect. Yep, watch them take effect. What I need to do is check if I can put these overhead signals in. Oh, side bracket. Oh, that's lovely. Why have I never bothered... Ring. Why have I never bothered using this? That's awesome. 3 foot... Well, now I'm just disappointed in myself. Just look at that. That looks brilliant. Let's use... I don't want a dummy signal, I want a real signal. Probably because there isn't a real signal with this. So, let's go ahead and we'll start by replacing these. So, that, and that, and then over here, I could say I could do this, right? Do that, and that. Remove that and that. That one's not in the right position. It'll be there. There and there. Now, I would say that these are all in line. No. Yes, these are all in line. What I could then do, let's go to the signal gantry and try to get this in the right spot. See that? Let's see what the offset is. That is perfect. Admittedly, these signals are a little out. Oh, well, that's really annoying. How and why has that happened? Hang on, there is an offset on these. I could try to use an offset signal. Offset in the wrong direction. Okay, I'm probably going to have to try and work this out for myself and figure out how to get this working. But the good news is that I now have all of this opened up. Yes, I have all of this opened up, which means that there should be less blockages right here. In fact, there should be no blockages here now, because there is 3 times the amount of track. What are you waiting for? Waiting for free path. What free path? You are fine. Why have you not? Oh, I see. I see the free path issue. It's you. That was the free path issue. Now it's going to have to wait for that to get out of there, and then that should be cleared in. No, of course not, because that one is going to have to turn. Autosave telling me that this is definitely the time to stop. I think. No, it should be the time to stop. It's about an hour in, and I think I've done a reasonable amount of optimization. It has worked. This has definitely worked. It's just, I'm still not, this is not neat enough. That much is for certain. So I need to perhaps try to neaten this so that it works a little better. Maybe push this across there and this across there as well. Allow this to come out here. Right, so let's just watch the various bits of chaos. You are stopped for that. That is good. You should be cleared now. There you go. You are now cleared in, which means you will continue to wait, which is good, until that has gone past. Then you will work your way in. I think that needs to be, this bit needs to be worked on. Maybe, no, I don't know. If you have an idea as to how I'm going to improve that, please do let me know. That's not what I meant to do. What I meant to do was press that, go to terrain tools and smooth this bit out. That's what I meant to do. And then go to paint tools, ballast, and clean up this bit. Yep, clean all of this up. And that is how I shall end today's video. So, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on... Who's got a bell? Also, you are wrong. So, who's got a bell? No idea. No idea whatsoever. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. At least this is working. If you have any idea for me to be able to get more coal to the steel mill from this, do let me know. I'm thinking of potentially trying to connect this up. This coal mine here. Maybe have a train run it down to a transfer station here and have a 300-yard coal train run along here. Either follow this along and go through there, or this could be interesting, peel it off here, have it bridge across and have a dedicated coal line go out this way and into here. But I think with these optimizations, you just stopped in the middle of nowhere. How did you miss the signal? What has gone on there? Are you turning? You are turning. Okay, there are things that still need to be fixed. But yes, let me know any suggestions you may have on how to get this working a little bit better. Are you going to move now? There you go. That was really weird. How did that miss the signal? Slightly concerning. Traffic is certainly flowing much better between Earley and West Mersea, thanks to just that extra line there and these 6 extra lines here, which at the moment it does not look like that they are of much use, but I assure you, what I saw earlier, this is really going to be useful. Let's have a quick look at whether this steel train has... No steel. There's just nothing. And if we go over to Litchfield, you'll see here, I need to fix this. 2,750 iron stored. It says it's producing steel, but I have no idea where the steel's going. I have absolutely no idea where that steel has gone, because it's supposed to be here. Unless I've accidentally messed this up. No, there is a high chance I've accidentally messed this up. No, that's load steel. Yes, please do that. And unload steel. Yes, please do that. So that is set correctly. I'm just confused as to why that isn't working. Oh well, that is that. Yes, there are links to Patreon and my social media and Discord in the description box below, so do go check those out if you wish to do so. We have a bit more traffic. This is wrong. How have I ended up with that? That's awkward. Doesn't matter. Everything should still run, in theory. But yes, do check those out if you wish to do so. But apart from that, that's pretty much all from me. That's bricks. That's all from me, and I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series, for more optimizations, but also maybe a little bit more work before this map is ready for its first workshop release. Where are you going? And why? What's happened? That's what it was supposed to do. I have no idea why it's done what it did. I'm not going to question it. I'll see you next time.